Yo, what is good, YouTube? It's your boy Greens YT Gaming coming at y'all with another video. And today we're gonna be talking about my predictions in the NBA season and who I think will win this year's NBA title. As you can see, I got this playing out gameplay just running through between the CPUs because I'm just really here to talk about my thoughts on this year's NBA season. So nothing crazy going on. And this is going to be a non-edited video, so this might take a little bit longer than all the other videos I've had. So I'll put my results and who I think is going to win down in the description if you don't want to watch the full. And if you want my in-depth thoughts on it, then just keep on watching and let's get straight into it. For the Western Conference and the East, the number one seeds, I got the Clippers, and for the East I got the Sixers. The Clippers will finish first in the West just because their defense on paper looks like one of the best defensive teams that we're probably going to ever see. It just depends on how they put it all together in game. They added Kawhi, and with the shocking trade for Paul George, their defense is probably one the best, or maybe top three in the NBA. So I think they'll be pretty solid over there. And for the Sixers, they added Al Horford and Josh Richardson. I think they're going to be a good team as well. They might have overpaid for Tobias Harris with his deal, but I mean, it's not really a big deal. I mean, their bench is it's okay. It's not really the best, but their starting lineup makes up for it in a lot of ways. If Embiid can stay healthy and Ben Simmons develops somewhat of a jump shot, I got the Sixers in the East finishing first and the Clippers in the West finishing first. Now, for the number two seeds, I went with the Nuggets and the Bucks. And you may be thinking, why not the Lakers at two? Yeah, but you gotta think about this. LeBron isn't gonna really be playing like that. Like, he's gonna play, but he might be on some rest games sometimes. And Anthony Davis will be the only one there. So, and the Nuggets are gonna have a full roster pretty much every game they play, unless injuries interrupt with that. So I think they'll beat a better regular season team. The Bucks, they have the MVP, but they lost depth with Malcolm Brogdon and certain other players. But I mean, they'll still be all right just because they have the three-point shooting. They still have Brook Lopez, who is a great shooter now, and they got Chris Middleton, who they just signed. So the Bucks will be just fine, but they'll finish second instead of last year being first. Now for the number three, I got the two rival teams, the Lakers and the Celtics. The Lakers will finish third for my reasoning of LeBron not playing, and Anthony Davis will actually pull out some of those games when LeBron doesn't play because they got Kuzma, they got help around him a little bit. They just signed Dwight Howard, who's a good rim protector still, on a good team. So I think the Lakers will be just fine. The Celtics, they're third, but if they were in the West, they'd be like 6 or 7. The Celtics are third just because the teams below them are so, like, they're not competitive at all. They're just there because they're better than the other teams in the East. The Celtics added Kemba Walker and they added Enes Kanter, two liability on the defensive end, but they still got scoring with those players, and that's what they added with those two, and Tatum being on the squad now as well, and Gordon Hayward. So I think they'll be okay in the regular season, but not something to really hype about and say, oh, this is going to win a championship. Now at the 4, you're going to be shocked with my West, but not really surprised with my East. I got the Jazz finishing ahead of the Rockets and the Warriors for that 4 spot. Just because I think the Jazz have a better overall team, and Mike Conley's a good addition to that backcourt with Mitchell. He's an upgrade from Rubio, who couldn't really shoot. And he could still give you 19 to 18 points with Mitchell, who averaging about 23. They still got shooting with Ingles. Their bench is solid, and they got the rim protector, obviously, Rudy Gobert. They'll be just fine as well. But they won't be as good as the Clippers or the Lakers when it comes to playoff time. Now on the East, I got the Pacers. They'll start off probably 5 or 6 without Oladipo in there because I think he's still recovering from injury, if I'm not mistaken. but they'll finish out with the 4 spot just because Oladipo will be healthy by that time, and he'll make them a better team, and they'll be better than the Nets with no Kevin Durant or like any of those teams. So the Pacers, they'll be in that 4 spot, but not really a championship team. To be honest, if I'm really being honest, there's only 2 championship teams in the East, and that's the Sixers and the Bucks. So not really much if you're a Boston fan or a Pacers fan or a Brooklyn fan. If you're a Brooklyn fan, just wait till next season, I would say. Now at the 5, I got the Rockets ahead of the Warriors just because I believe that Curry and D'Angelo will work, but it's going to take some time to figure out, and Klay Thompson will be hurt. Their bench is still not strong, but it improved. So they'll probably finish 6, but the Rockets will finish 5. But they won't be as good either. I don't think they'll win a title or go in the Western Conference Finals. They have lack of shooting with the point guard spot. Their bench is still okay. The majority of guys from last year are still there. They're a great shooting team overall. But Russell Westbrook is not going to be able to get you those 3-pointers, and he's not going to stand in the corner. So James Harden will have to stand in the corner, and he hasn't done that since probably those Oklahoma City days because he's been their ball handler. He even made Chris Paul into a corner shooter and just standing around. So I don't know how it'll work out in the deep run. Now for my 5 in the East, I got the Brooklyn Nets only because they're better than the other teams I have on the bottom, and they still got Kyrie Irving and additional scoring from Karis LeVert and Joe Harris, and they got shot blocking with DeAndre and Jared Allen, so they'll be okay. But next season is if Kevin Durant comes back healthy, is when I think Brooklyn will really come onto the scene and maybe take a 2 or 3, maybe even a 1 seed. Now for my 6, I got the Golden State Warriors and the Detroit Pistons. I got the Warriors finishing 6, mainly because of what I said between the backcourts, and it'll probably take time. But when Klay comes back, they'll still be a great team, and they'll be better than the Rockets and the Jazz and the Nuggets, and they'll end up being a top 3 team in the West, like in the playoffs, but not in the regular season. They'll be 6. The Pistons, they'll be 6, just because like the Nets reason. The East is so weak that they can get away with a 6 seed with just Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan and the signing of Derrick Rose, which I guess is okay. Not really much of an improvement from Reggie Jackson being point. So we'll see how that works out. In my 7th seed, I got the Spurs and the Hawks for both conferences. The Spurs will finish 7th in the West just because they always find a way to, like Greg Popovich, and they still got DeMar, and they got LaMarcus, and they still got those point guards, DeJounte Murray and White, who are pretty solid, and they come out of nowhere, these guys, but they'll make it to the playoffs and give that first round matchup a tough series. Then for the East, I said the Hawks because I believe they're a young up-and-coming team. They're going to be good for years to come, and this will be the beginning with Trae Young and Cam Reddish and all those guys like that they got, those young players, John Collins. The Hawks, the next 2 years, will probably be a top 4 seed, top 5 seed in the East. So I got them at 7 this season. Then for the 8, I got the Pelicans, who are basically like my Hawks of the West, but just lower because the West is tough. The Pelicans will finish just because they got Lonzo and Ingram, and those guys already know how to play together. They're in a more quiet setting. It's not LA, so it's not going to get the attention if they lose a game or players playing bad. So it'll keep the team well. Zion, this all falls on Zion, though, and I only got them at 8 because I expect Zion to have a Rookie of the year, with Ingram having a 23 point per game year as well. And then for my A seed for the East, you're going to be shocked that I had them edging out Miami and Orlando and those teams, Chicago's. But I got the New York Knicks, and I feel pretty confident about this pick. If injuries don't bar and anything crazy doesn't happen, the Knicks could finish 8th in this Eastern Conference. It's not the offseason they wanted, but they ended up with a pretty solid offseason signing Randall and those bench players like Morris and Bobby Portis. And yeah, they did sign a lot of power forwards, which I don't know why, like Gibson. That was a little bit of a drag, but the Knicks are pretty solid on on paper for like a 8th seed Eastern Conference team with Dennis Smith Jr. and Kevin Knox and drafting R.J. Barrett third. I think the Knicks have no reason that they can't make it to the 8th seed in the East, and anything less is probably a failure unless they come close. Now for the playoffs, as we have just listed the West and the East. We'll start off with the Eastern Conference playoffs. First round, we got the Sixers and the Knicks, the 1 and 8. The Sixers will just completely demolish the Knicks this year if they play each other in the playoffs. Just because the Sixers got experience compared to the Knicks, even though they're a young team. They've been in the playoffs and they lost, just think about the Kawhi Leonard 3. That's shocking. I mean, nobody saw that coming. But I got the Sixers sweeping the Knicks. And for the 2 and the 7, I got the Bucks and the Hawks. And I got the Bucks in the sweep. Again, lack of experience, and Giannis is just going to dominate that series. Then the 3 and the 6, it will start getting a little bit boring to watch. The Celtics and the Pistons. The Pistons aren't going to be a fun team. The Celtics are going to be a non-defensive team. So I got the Celtics in 6, but it's not going to be fun to watch. Then the 4 and the 5, I got the Pacers and the Nets. The Pacers will beat them in 6 just because they got Victor Oladipo and all these other players. So it'll be a pretty solid matchup. No Kevin Durant, just Kyrie Irving. We've seen how that goes on Boston. 4-2 Pacers. Now on to the second round in the East. You got the Sixers and the Pacers. And you may think, oh, maybe the Pacers will lose in 5. But I got them getting an extra win and losing in 6. Just because the Sixers have better overall talent, I think they'll edge it out. And they'll go into the Eastern Conference Finals. For I think the first time since probably the Iverson days, probably. Now, at the 2 and the 3, the Bucks and the Celtics, this should be a runaway train. The Bucks should beat them in a gentleman's sweep, 5 games. I give the Celtics 1 just maybe because their talent is pretty good, but their defense is not going to be good. The Bucks will be pretty good defensively, and they'll have 3-point shooters with Giannis. Another dominant series, too, for him. That's an easy 5-game win for the Bucks. Now on to the Eastern Conference Finals. We got the Sixers and the Bucks, the matchup we could have had last year if it wasn't for Kawhi. And the Bucks will not go to the finals this year. And I got the Sixers going to the finals in a 4-2 series. The Sixers will just be too much to handle. Giannis will have a kind of LeBron-ish series, a great series, but just not enough help probably from teammates. You're going to need Chris Middleton and Brook Lopez to knock down shots. Brogdon's not even on the Bucks. My mistake. He's actually on the Pacers now. So you miss out on those guys, and you got just them. That's not enough to beat the Sixers, who are going to be pretty good on defense, and they're going to be good on offense with Ben Simmons running away at point. They'll be pretty good. Now on to the Western Conference. The Clippers and the Pelicans. Again, easy, lack of experience for the Pelicans. Good team defensively and pretty good offensively. Clippers 4-1, easy. Then I got at the 2 and the 7, the Nuggets and the Spurs. But I got the Nuggets actually in a great series. I got the Nuggets in 6 over the Spurs. Just like pretty much how it was last year. But it'll be pretty fun to watch again. The Nuggets winning that one. I got the Lakers and the Warriors. And for all you people that think, oh, I'm just sleeping on the Warriors, actually, I'm not. The Warriors will not beat the Lakers, but it will be a great 7-game series. With LeBron James, though, you just can't doubt the man. And now he has help. So that Warriors team will probably lose in a 7-game series to the Lakers. Then the 4 and the 5, I got the Jazz and the Rockets. Pretty much, I think it will be the reverse of last year. The Jazz will beat up on the Rockets and probably win in 6 games. Just because the Rockets, they tend to shoot themselves out of games in the playoffs. And that's not going to win anything under D'Antoni and his system. Now on to the second round. We got the Clippers and the Jazz. I got the Clippers in 6. The Jazz will give them 2 good games, which they'll win. But I think the Clippers, like I said, that defense wins. And if you got defense and good offense, you're gonna win that series. The Jazz probably better luck next year. Then at number 2 and at number 3, I got the young baby Nuggets against LeBron and the Lakers. And I got my first upset of the playoffs. Really isn't an upset, but by standings, it's an upset. I got the Lakers beating the Nuggets in 6. The Lakers will beat the Nuggets just because LeBron will be too much, and Anthony Davis is a great player. Obviously, top 5 player in the world. He's going to dominate. LeBron's going to dominate. And Kuzma will have a pretty good series as well. And they'll just be overwhelmed, the Nuggets. So, Lakers in 6 in that one. Then for the Western Conference Finals, the Battle of LA. Which, not going to lie, being a little biased here, I really want this matchup. But a part of me actually believes that it's pretty realistic that this could happen. I got the Clippers beating the Lakers in 6. And I think there'll just be too much physicality on LeBron and Anthony Davis with that defense. And the Clippers bench is just way better than the Lakers bench, even though the Lakers got pretty solid players on their bench. And the Clippers will win in 6. And now, as you can see on the screen, we got the Clippers and the Sixers in the finals this year. And yes, 2K might have the Clippers winning by a lot. Or pretty much a little bit. I don't know. But I have these 2 teams meeting in the finals, which is why I chose them to play each other with the 2 AIs. And it was a tough thought. But I got the Sixers in 7 in a hard-fought 7-game series. The talent they have, their defense will be pretty solid. The offense is going to be better than the Clippers. And yeah, you may be saying defense wins championships, but sometimes the more talented team wins. I mean, look at Golden State. They were more talented than everybody else, which is why they won. I mean, let's be honest. If Kevin Durant never gets hurt against the Rockets and then re-injures himself in that game against the Raptors, we're probably talking about the Warriors winning again and having a three-peat. And you know, maybe, who knows, maybe that changes free agency and Kevin Durant signs with Golden State again and doesn't go to Brooklyn. Who knows? Who knows what happens? Maybe Kyrie Irving's on Brooklyn by himself for 4 years instead of just this season. So, I mean, who knows? And Kawhi Leonard probably was going to leave either way because they won and he left. With all the big parade and everything, he still left the Raptors. But all in all, I think this will be a great series. Sixers edge it out in 7. And I think all in all, it's going to be a great season of NBA basketball. And we are just going to enjoy it and appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You know, more content's coming on the way. 2K20 season, grind season, Kevin Durant build coming on the way. And peace.